everyone, I'm Leah and I'm one of the full-time officers in the Students' Union, and I have today with me
Elisha, and I am one of the advisors in the advice team at the Students' Union. Me and Leah are having a chat today about exceptional circumstances and what that means and what you can do in terms of, well, we're going to call them ECs just for ease, because it's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah. So, yes, start off then. What actually is an EC for people that don't know?
So an EC is for people who, well, students more specifically, that are going through maybe a difficult time in their studies. Obviously the university recognises that life happens.
Yeah.
Just because you're a student doesn't mean that you don't get ill.
Yeah.
You don't have any family emergencies, for example, and things do go wrong, but there is support there along the way, and that's what ECs are there for.
Yeah.
So if you need an extension on any work, that's when ECs come into play. And yeah, it's just there to help you, really.
Yeah, so like stuff like family emergencies and things like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any other examples you can think of?
So health is a big one, because people do go, if you have like a health crisis, or you're in hospital, or someone passes away, anything that's unexpected in your life that you can evidence as being quite a difficult scenario, that requires you to have some extra time and an assignment, that is classed as an EC. So how you go about doing this is you go onto eVision on your student account, and on there will be all of your modules that you are taking for the year.
Yeah.
And you need to select every module that you want an EC for within that time. And then it takes you to an application for ECs. And on there you need to detail what's going on for you, how it's impacted your ability to engage properly in your studies.
Yeah.
And you need to have lots of evidence.
Yeah. So how would you know if your EC's been accepted?
They will have a look at it. Yeah. They will assess it, and then you will be contacted by someone in the university. So it could be the regulations team, or it could be your course team. Yeah. And they can let you know if it's been upheld. So upheld means that it's been accepted and everything's fine. Yeah. But if it's not upheld, it's not the end of the world. It just means that you're, if you've already submitted once, like your work, your next one will be capped at 40% if you're on an undergraduate degree.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so it's not like you're going to completely fail. Yeah. It'll just be capped at 40% if it is a resubmission, and then you'll be told if it is upheld. And if it is upheld, you get a week extension. So that's 5 working days. So you get an extra week. Yeah. Hopefully that would be helpful.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're in a really bad circumstance, you know, it's good to have that. Yeah. Like, with some of the things that people have ECs for, obviously, it's not as easy as just doing it. Do you need any kind of evidence or anything like that?
So, evidence can be... You need evidence for it to be considered, because otherwise they just won't look at it.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, because they want to know that your situation is impacting you and how. Yeah. So that could be things like GP letters, hospital notes, in some cases maybe death certificates, like literally anything that you can think of. So if you've spoken to the wellbeing team at the university, mental health teams, anything that you can get evidence from, so if you can get them to do a supporting statement for you, that's really good, because they can have a look at that and see that a professional has looked at your situation and you're not just saying that you're going for a bad time, but it's there in evidence.
I feel like that's something good for people to know about as well, because I don't think a lot of people know that they can do that.
No, absolutely.
If they're going for it.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just important to have it in the back of your head, though, if you do go through any of these issues, which people do, and unfortunately quite often, because you're here for 3-4 plus years of your life, things are going to happen, so it's good to know that there is that backup option there to have a little bit of extra time on your work. So
it's good to have the safety net.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, and it's good that it is there, just in case you need it. I mean, hopefully
Hopefully you don't. Yeah.
Hopefully you don't, but it's just good to have. Yeah. If you do have any questions or anything, and you feel that your situation is a little bit more complex than like what we're discussing now, and you'd like a bit further advice on your situation, you can book an appointment with the Union Advice team, and we can go through everything in terms of what it looks like depending on your actual situation.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm a little bit biased, but our advisors are great.
Thank you.
Of course. I guess what would probably be useful for people to know is, what time frame do you have to put your EC in for?
That's a good point. So in terms of submitting an EC, you can submit up to 1 month before your deadline date or 2 weeks after the deadline date. So there is quite a big window there, really, in terms of if you know that something is starting, let's say if you've got a health condition that's progressing and things are getting worse and symptoms are getting worse up to a month before, and you've spoken to a doctor about it, you can submit an EC a month before, and then if the deadline day comes about and all of a sudden life happens and it's all gone a bit chaotic, you can do it 2 weeks after the deadline,
which is really really useful. I know people that have had like medical issues and stuff in the past, and they've been stuck in hospital when their deadlines come, and like having that safety net of that little bit extra time, it really does help.
You don't know when these things are going to happen, so it's really good to have.
And I believe as well, if people have an EC, I know we were talking about the extension that they get, but it's also uncapped if they have to do a resubmission, isn't it?
Yes. So if they are upheld, it's not capped at 40. Yeah. So you get, not only do you get the extension, but it's not capped if it is a second attempt.
Yeah, which is
really
so great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So great.
Absolutely.
So I guess the real question is, what if that's not enough? What if someone's still struggling after that?
So, like I said before, book an appointment with us and we can kind of tailor the advice to your situation.
Yeah.
And then we can go from there.
Yeah, so, different circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely. Please just come and talk to us, book an appointment with the SU Advice team, and then we can explore all the options and go through everything in more detail.
Yeah. And I guess it's always important to say, don't leave things until they're too late. Always reach out for help as soon as you need it, to make sure that you're not in a bad situation later on. Yeah, I think that's about everything we need to cover in terms of ECs. So thank you so much for coming to talk to me today.
Thank you.
If you do have any questions, remember you can always book an appointment with their advice team or look for information on our website or the university's website. It's all there, but please reach out if you do need help.
Thank you.
Thank you.